Good evening. This is Julz and Paekau coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand. It's 10 p.m. in the evening here in New Zealand. A little bit cold because we're in the midst of winter, and it's the 9th of August 2018. I would dearly love to welcome you all here to my live broadcast. I just can't wait every time I do my broadcast because there's so many exciting things happening, depending how you look at things, that have got to be said, things that have got to be shared. And as we are, if you are a TBC like I am, growing our community is priority. And how we do it is set out in the system, the steps that TBC admin have afforded us. In simple terms, how we follow that system is totally up to the individual. But in saying that, with much conviction, I have focused on the difference between a Kringle and a TBC. Now, I think this is a very important subject because there are so many people willing to accept the gift, sit back and complain. Because the idea of getting a free gift is one thing when somebody signs up to TBC, the billion coin, and then they see a balance, and then immediately want to cash that out. How they go about it, they're not really willing to learn that to participate with TBC, the billion coin, is to grow that gift that bonds you to the TBC community. Now, once we're in the TBC community, we're all bonded together because we're all under the one umbrella. How we think is a different story. Now, TBC admin, in no uncertain terms, allow us the opportunity to build our community in more ways than one. But first of all, I'd like to start on a happy note and let's see what's on offer for the month of August. I'd like to share my screen and take you over to a glorious post where one can participate in winning seats or winning tickets on the 3rd anniversary cruise that's happening in March of 2019. So here we have it. Time is running out to qualify for the August cruise contest. And this is the cruise. Follow your dreams, living our best life today. Doesn't that sound romantic? Since, I think that's supposed to be March 2016, first cryptocurrency would use the base, the billion coin. Change the world. Please read the details of the August cruise contest here. Let's see what this says. I think it's the same one. Okay. So there are 2 qualifications to enter the contest to win a cruise for the month of August. You must either attend or view a weekly send button meeting. Now you have two choices. On Mondays we have the English version, and on Tuesdays we have the French send button meetings. Don't miss these meetings. And as we all know, our first send button meeting is in English with Randy Wilson. If you are here in New Zealand, that's 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. But the link will show up in your back office at 1:45. You'll be able to go in and click on that link. That'll bring you through to the early morning send button meeting with Randy Wilson. On Tuesday morning, you have the opportunity, if you're French speaking, to go to Mbaye Derek, who is the leader in Cameroon, and he will lead a French send button meeting on Tuesday morning. If you're here in New Zealand, that would be the same time on a Tuesday morning, which would be a Wednesday morning here in New Zealand at 2 a.m. So there, and if you get along, if you do miss the English version, I guess you can go along to the French version and click on the link just to make sure that you've gotten onto that meeting and therefore counting as you turning up to a send button meeting. You must do at least one approved broadcast per week. And the first broadcast needs to happen either on or before August the 10th, 2018. Broadcasts empower you while lifting up the whole TBC community. Get your first broadcast done on the 10th or before, or you will not even be in the race to win. The race to win the cruise. It's a minimum of 4 broadcasts spread out weekly in the month of August. So, TBC admin go over and beyond to give their members an awesome reason why they're in the TBC community, why they're participating in the Billion Coin, whose mission is to end world poverty. In order to win, you have to be in either first or second place for producing paid recruits within the month of August and fully qualified as stated above. So that means if you do your broadcast before August the 10th, and then you spread them out over the month of August, at least 4 broadcasts spread out over the month of August, and then you have paid recruits during that month. This is your opportunity to win 2 tickets on the cruise that will take place in March of next year, 2019, and yet another fabulous way of getting on that cruise. So you will win an interior staterooms. So we've had balcony rooms given away, we've had staterooms, cabin staterooms given away, and so that's 4 free tickets being given away so far. Both winners will get their own interior stateroom on the cruise, and each room holds 2 passengers, so you can bring someone with you on the cruise. If you have already paid to go on the cruise, you will be given the equivalent value in Bitcoin as reimbursement. I strongly suggest you go ahead and purchase your cruise tickets now while the price is still low and staterooms are still available. The ship is filling up fast. It's going to be a fun-filled adventure for all. Isn't that brilliant? You know, you're winning these 2 tickets, and besides you being on that boat, Randy Wilson and his wife will be on that boat. The winner of the toolbox, Joe Stevens and his wife, will be on that boat. And the 2 winners from the Philippines who recruited the most signed up and registered members for the month of July, who were both from the Philippines, will also be there. So to get on this cruise is to win a dream of a lifetime. And what a better way to win the dream of your lifetime is to be among the many Tibetans that I'm sure are all vying to get on that boat one way or the other. I mean, I'm not short of, I haven't fallen short of wanting to be on that boat, but you know, you do the work and you show that you have the ability to muck in, so to speak, and do what is required. Yes, I'd really, really love to win and be on that cruise. And, you know, all's not lost. Never say never. So that was one of my, I wanted to feature at least something exciting for the day. Good evening, Christine. Thank you for joining me. Now, I also wanted to feature today, like I've been comparing the Kringler, the one who likes to make a noise but do nothing, and the Tibetan, who makes a lot of noise and is doing everything to grow our community. So I've picked on a couple of blogs to help us in that manner because Tibetans. Good evening, Sidonia. Thank you for joining me again. I wanted to go over the script that I featured the fast start cash flow system, which I have been reiterating quite a bit because I still believe that if we're all on the same page and we're all doing the same thing and all singing the same song mainly, then we're all doing what's right, what's expected of us. So if you want to win the cruise, Sidonia, you do 4 broadcasts over the month of August. That's 1 a week. And oh, that's nice for you to join me, Christina. It all depends on the amount of paid recruits that you have for the month of May, Sidonia, and doing at least 4 broadcasts. So you've done a broadcast before the 10th of August. That was one of the requirements. So I'll just shoot back over there to show you. So here it is. Here it is. You win the cruise in order to win the tickets. In order to win the tickets, sorry. The requirement, Sidonia, to win the cruise is you must either attend a weekly send button meeting, and now we have 2 choices, the Monday and the Tuesday, one in English, one in French with Mbaye Derek. You must do at least 1 approved broadcast per week. So that's 4 broadcasts over the month of August. But get your first broadcast done before the 10th, which I know you have done that. And then in order to win, you have to be in either first or second place of producing paid recruits within the month of August and fully qualified as stated above. So that's how you win. That's how you win that. Yes, and you need paid recruits as well. So it all adds up in the whether you're in first or second place, you will win 2 tickets to board that wonderful cruise that's coming up in March of 2019. So my second feature I'd like to feature is the script. Now, I was mentioning today that there's been some controversy on who follows what script. Now, I went into a couple of broadcasts today, and a particular broadcaster seems to think that going random is the way to go. Or and as we know, we all have our own unique styles of promoting. But for those of us in the cash flow training, we know that there is a system in place for us to follow until we get it so down packed. We get the system down packed. We don't need to go to the blog. We can say, oh, this is step 1, this is step 2, right down to step 23. And for the Kringler that just wants to come in and do nothing, but go through the sign up procedure, get the free gift, pay the $10, get their $100 worth of Kringles, and just sit there and wait. But have plenty to say in the interim. But we don't want to hear that noise. Us distributions who are growing our community, we want to make the noise. We're here to grow the community. So if it be that I do it in every broadcast, I'd like to separate the Kringler from the TBC. So the Kringler is the one that sits in the corner, makes a noise, but does nothing. And the TBC is the one that is up doing broadcasts, connecting, building the community. So I'm really happy that I've been able to separate the two, because I'd like to think there's more TBCs than there are Kringlers. But however, we've got them. We've got the Kringlers in the community that are ready to sit there on the side and just complain about when the Fiat or when the bank's going to come along, or when can I cash out. The very questions none of us want to hear. None of us TBCs anyway that are building the community. So I'm going to go and share my screen again. And I wanted to, so I've done that one, that one, that one. So here we are. Run TBC by the numbers like a business pro. Random casual efforts never lead to success in anything. You have the world's best opportunity in your hands, and right now we are in the Goldilocks zone, timing-wise. We are not too small or too big as of now, and large fortunes of cash flow can be earned in TBC within the next year or so. Be a serious member of TBC and run this by the numbers like you would do as a pro of any business. After you have reached out to the closest people in your life to share the Kringles Cash gift, it is time to approach your other connections in this world. How many Facebook friends do you have? Here is an even better question. How many Facebook friends do your Facebook friends lead to? In connections around the world, most people have 1,000 or more Facebook friends, and that is a good list to work on to give away your special gift. If you take a systematic approach to sharing the Kringle Cash gift to all of them, you can predict how long it will take you to approach all of them with at least an icebreaker. I'll just quickly go and have a look at this one. Icebreakers. Ah, yes, using the icebreakers. Something that we've featured. I have found that sending 50 gifts a day as an icebreaker is the perfect number. So if you had exactly 1,000 Facebook friends, it would only take 20 days to approach all of your Facebook friends. Don't rush things and make the mistake of spamming out your Kringle Cash link in the same time frame. Follow the advice in this blog and use the relationship building approach that begins by sending an icebreaker first. Or worse yet, make the mistake of posting TBC stuff all over Facebook, hoping to get a real response from that activity. Random Facebook posts about TBC do more harm than good, and I wish the whole TBC community would wake up to that fact. Once you get a response to your icebreaker, you can follow this updated script on how to share the Kringle Cash gift. The script works if you follow it correctly, and you will see how easy it is to sign people up from all over the world. Now we are starting to form a list of numbers to track and report. Icebreaker sent. For those in the cash flow training system, I now have learned what an icebreaker is, and it's clever. That's all I can say. Invitations to receive the gift, passing along your Kringle Cash link. Recruits, the people that accepted the gift. Partners, if you have at least 2 whole TBC coins. Lead connections, leads that have engaged with you after you reached out to them. USD earned in Kringle sales. USD earned in partnership transactions. USD earned from leads. USD earned from cash flow coaching. Total income in USD earned. Sometimes members think they are really busy building their TBC income, but when they begin to track the numbers from the above list of real results, they find that those numbers are very small. When it comes to cash flow, the number to watch and track closely is the total income in USD earned on a daily basis. And if that number is 0 most days, then attention should go to increase numbers on the first 5 categories on that list. The first 5 categories. Okay. A consistent and systematic effort will yield a consistent and daily income. The power of cash flow is in your hands. The question is, will you follow directions and focus your TBC activities on things that do pay? Mastering the art of invitation is the key to consistent cash flow in TBC. Accountability is another key principle of success in any endeavour in life. Far too often, people make it their business to hold others accountable, while at the same time allowing every excuse in the book to let themselves off the hook when it comes to being accountable. This is backwards. How can you hold others accountable when you won't even bother holding yourself accountable? Absolutely. Hold yourself accountable and track your numbers like a business pro. I strongly suggest that each of you that are serious about earning consistent cash flow, that you hire a cash flow coach to also report the numbers in the above list to them as a second layer of accountability. And so therefore, over the last few days, I have had no problem in putting forth the suggestion of people joining in the cash flow training. Essentially, you are hiring a coach to help you press forward out of your comfort zone. Professional fitness trainers and coaches have a proven track record to get their clients to work out harder, and the results prove it. Now, we've all been invited to watch this video, but I won't go there at the moment. I will feature it at some other time. But I'll stop sharing my screen here. Come back. And so, to have a system, a 23-step system, that once we consistently work on it, and we know it, and we implement what those 23 steps are, and be able to carry that over and train others to do the same. I have heard a few different versions of how people want to recruit during our building stages of through our building stage of building our community. Now, some of them very controversial, but they believe that what they're doing and how they're doing it is the best way for them. But for me, following a system that has scripts in place, that has toolboxes in place that you can, that you are quite able to go and check the toolboxes that were created. You have TBC admin making things as easy as possible as they can for you and for me. So getting a handle on how to provide a system that works for everybody is the fast start system that us, as in the cash flow training, are learning to use, and then pass it on, teach it to the next person. And so I'm very happy that I am part of the cash flow training. And I was asked the question by Randy Wilson, what was it he could do to help me? And I couldn't answer at the time because in my head I didn't really know what the answer was. But starting with the icebreakers definitely was the start I had been looking for. Because I'd never looked at the icebreakers in that manner. I just thought they were there to pass on to somebody to get a little bit cheeky and all that. But it totally makes sense that in order to break the ice with a new member or an existing member or somebody's looking for an opportunity like TBC, then the icebreaker is definitely the way to go. So to implement the 23 steps that the Fast Start offers us, and then, the Kringlers have only got 8 steps. 8 steps because they just want to receive the free gift. They just want to do the basics. Do the basics. That's what a Kringler does. Just do the basics, sit back and do nothing. But the Tibetan will accept all 23 steps to get through to help build the community. That's the difference between a Kringler and a Tibetan. And so whether you're a Kringler or a Tibetan, if you're a Kringler, get out of the way. Let the Tibetan do the work. And TBC admin will reward the Tibetan for the consistency of building our TBC community. And so that's why I'm forever grateful to the TBC admin who do nothing but go over and beyond to help the community in any way they can, to interact with the community within the TBC blog, which if you are Tibetan, you will always go there, go to the blog to see what's on offer, see what's new. They're always keeping us up to date with the world, with what's happening within the world, whether it be good or bad. But as long as the TBC community is not being affected, TBC admin will always advise us as to which way things go, whether it be good or bad, or guide us in a manner that leads the Tibetan to help to grow our community. So with that, thank you guys. Thank you, Christina and Sidonia, for popping into my live broadcast. It's 10:30 p.m. here in New Zealand. It's very cold. We're in the very midst of winter. I'm so wrapped up, and I do have my electric heater on. And so thank you for joining me. And I hope to catch up with you either in Randy's broadcast or in your own broadcast. And love having you here. Thank you once again. This is Julz and Paekau signing out from Auckland, New Zealand on the 9th of August 2018. So you all have a lovely evening, morning, day, afternoon, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Goodbye for now.